Good morning, everybody. It is a completely different day to yesterday. And I say that, I don't actually know if I'm gonna... I filmed a video yesterday when it was really bright and sunny, and it was like one that I'm probably gonna have to edit. And I'm excited, don't get me wrong, I'm excited. But I just wanted to sit and talk about something that I have felt really free with lately, especially when I was thinking I was sweeping my courtyard yesterday. This morning, sorry, my words are all over the place, it's fine. And I was kind of just unraveling my mind a little bit by bit around kind of like analyzing how I'm someone that's never really seemed to work. Like, it started with like understanding that everyone's going back to school and going back to uni, and I've just not been someone that's ever meshed with uni. Because I've always felt this, and I think a lot of people can resonate with this, is just that though I love learning, and I would love to be able to go to university just for the sake of learning and like not have to get a degree and like not have to come out with it, like not have to like do assignments or exams. Like, if I could just learn for the sake of learning and have like a tutor check in on me to be like, are you understanding this? And me be like, yeah, I'm understanding this. And like, that would be so nice. Like, I would love that kind of learning. Like, just to focus in on comprehension so I could just walk away with things to know. I would love that. But I guess the predetermined structure and like plan that uni and like higher education seem to have, even like secondary education. I loved primary school because I felt like learning was more of that. Learning was just like teaching and then just like checking in on how you were going. That felt great. But also that kind of changed for me a bit earlier than most people. But yeah, I was just kind of reflecting on like that. And then I was kind of seeing how I've internalized that, and I've been working through this internalization, and it's been in different layers of just kind of rejecting it and being like, university is not for me, I'm not for it, it works for some people, whatever. And then understanding that I had a different kind of intelligence was like the next step of just kind of like, okay, my brain is just different. Like, yes, it's what my first reaction still remains true. I'm not made for university. That's not where that's not where my strength is. It's not where I shine. That's not what I am built for. I'm not built for that kind of pace, that kind of world, like academic, intellectual structure. Like, it's just not for me. Some people thrive in it, and that's what I'm seeing, is that like this next layer I've understood is that not only do like I not thrive in it, but my life and my rhythm, it doesn't work with having like a preset structure of like, all right, this chunk of time, like you can't really do anything. You kind of just, and like, I get that people that work at university maybe have the ability to like juggle life. Like they can go to university and have a social life, and they manage to do that, and they manage to do that well. But like, if I'm going to university, I need that to be my whole life for me to do well in it. And it's like, I don't want that kind of balance. I don't want that kind of structure. Like, I wouldn't be able to go away to like festivals because I'd probably have an assignment due, or like I wouldn't be able to like go up and see my family. I wouldn't be able to live my life in the rhythm that it needs to be lived. And I also can't cope with the restriction that it puts on my life. Like, it's like I fall out of sync, I fall out of flow, and I just, yeah, I guess there's a new layer of acceptance of it, because I also see other people flourishing in it. I see people that flourish with the awareness that like their life's just going to look like this for a certain period, and then maybe for this certain period they can focus on going to uni, going to work, saving up money, and then they go on a holiday, and they really thrive on that sense of known and that sense of being able to plan, I guess. Like that seems to really, that's where people flourish. Like, some people really seem to flourish in this awareness of what their life is going to look like, at least for the next like couple months or couple weeks, and they go, okay, this gives me the groundwork to be able to plan my life and my future, and it motivates them to a degree. And that just couldn't be further from the truth for myself. I start to feel this like caged in feeling. I start to feel despondent and hopeless. And yeah, I've just seen myself have different reactions over the past few years of just flipping from rejection and then belittling it and then shaming myself and like, you know, just I feel like this morning I'm finally coming to just this more of a centered awareness of appreciation of both things. And that's also helping me filter into this, like, I think it's connecting a dot for me. Like, it's connecting a dot to like internally how I've, because I guess what it's highlighting to me is like long-term planning, like versus just like present day to day, and what that kind of looks like and how different people thrive in both. And I have always struggled to be somebody that's a long-term planner. Like, it's hard for me. I can have goals, but I can have things that I work towards, but I don't feel confident and I don't feel my best when I know every single step that's going to get me to that goal. Like, I often have something that I want in mind and I just live my life and things start falling into place, and I find that it's easier if my goal just feels like something that's coming from my heart, and it feels like it's something that's coming from this place of like, oh, that's just like, that's what's gonna happen. Like, it's what's gonna happen. That's my life. You know, I'm gonna have that, but it's just not right now, and I just need to live. And it's just this feeling of connection to a goal, but not necessarily knowing how it's gonna happen. Like, and I've not always been so optimistic about it. Like, sometimes I've been quite faithless about it, I guess. Like, I always knew when I was a teenager I was going to live somewhere different than my home. But in that process, I became, again, I was still in high school, so there's some teenage angst in there, but I became very resentful of the place that I was in because I wasn't where I was knowing that I was meant to go. And I don't know, I'm just saying that I wasn't always so accepting of the way that I've lived. But it's also like with big decisions, like with children, for example, like this is one thing that I'm always very proud of myself for doing with my children and my job, like having these visions of what I'm going to have in the future. Children's always been a really big question mark for me. I had a reaction to that question mark when I was younger and I was going through some severe mental illness. I was mentally ill. I was mentally unstable. I wasn't okay. And in that body and in that mind, the idea of seeing a future of me with children was terrifying, unrealistic, and made me more stressed. So I completely rejected it. But I think the more I got, and this is just my journey, I'm not saying that if you're in that space or if you don't want children, this is how you should think. I'm not saying any of that. The more that I became mentally stable and I was in treatment and I was thriving in treatment and I was like, I was getting better. My view on children started to change. Not that like I'm having children, not like a positive yay. Like, I'm having children, I'm going to be a mother now. I sunk into this feeling of, I remember like thinking it when I was around like 18, 19 and thinking, I don't want kids now. I don't see myself having children. And I'd always say, but if 30-something-year-old Annabelle, or if 30 or 30-something-year-old Annabelle decides she wants kids, I'm okay with that. Like, and it was this separation of like, understanding where I was currently, but understanding that where I was currently didn't mean I had to hold myself to this promise forever. You know, like it was this, I'm actually quite proud of myself having that awareness. So young, because I also held it around my like career. Like, I have what I want to do like as my 10th house, I have like my what I want to build for my life, and I've always known what it is, and I don't really want to share it. I think I've said it before every now and again, but I know what I want to become. I don't know it in great detail, but I've always known that I'm going to need time before that becoming, to just allow myself to be and figure out a lot of the shit that was holding me back, that would be holding me back. Like, I didn't know it at the time, but I knew that I needed the majority of my 20s, possibly even into my 30s, to just live. And now going through it, I'm like, yeah, I have to live through a lot of things that are blocking me if I am to become what I hope I will be and am. There are a lot of things inside of me that are blocking me from that. And it's that journey of unblocking all of those things is taking years, and it needs to take years, and I can't be rushed and I can't be pressured. And each time I've tried to do something to like, you know, like make the right steps to like make that future seem more valid or more tangible or more like present and here, like each time I've tried to take control, each time I've tried to live more of that linear, known, structured path, I've been thrown right back off. Like, I've been told and shown, that is not for you, girl. You are not supposed to be that way. And this morning I was like sweeping my courtyard, and I was just finally resting and just understanding that living life in the unknown and resting in this way and living in this way of, I know who I am inside and I know who I am becoming. I might not have much to show for it now, but I still know that it's there because it's inside of me. And living like as lovingly and as presently as I can is enough, because I know that is what will get me there, because I know that is what I need to do in order to allow this life that is inside of me to unfold. And I'm finally like seeing, oh my God, I feel like I could cry. I was crying earlier, but I feel like I could just keep crying. Like, I'm finally seeing that as valid in such a deeply, just like, I feel it in like my heart that it's true. I feel like up until this point, I've just kind of been accepting like, university isn't for me, that's okay, I know I'm gonna be all right. Like, but I've always had this doubt. I've always had this doubt of, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know because I have nothing to show for it. I don't know because I don't have the things that people have, that other people can look at them and go, they're going to be successful one day. They're going to be something one day. Their life is on a good track. Like, I don't have those markers that are really easy to see from the outside. I don't have that masculine confirmation of life. Like, kind of just goes back to like patriarchy of like what we view as successful. Like, we see if success is easily visible, if you have a university degree and then you do your masters and you're in a good job and you look stable, if there are all of these hallmarks on the outside of your life that other people can recognize and flag as, they're on the right path, they're doing well, they're visible, they're tangible, they're structured, they're known, they're predicted, they're organized, all these masculine checklist things. Like, I don't have a lot of them. Like, sometimes it feels like I'm the only person that knows that I'm gonna be okay, and that I'm gonna be what I know that I'm supposed to be, what I am inside, and I just know that I'm in this process of unfolding. But that doesn't look structured, and it doesn't look stable, and it doesn't look, it's like a more feminine journey. Like, it's you don't know, like, and the thing is that, like, even consciously, like, day to day, like, I still am fluctuating in doubt, and I don't know. Sometimes my conscious mind doesn't think I know, but then there is something, like, deeper inside of me that knows, and that's the only thing. It's like this magnet that pulls, like, from the center of my body, and it's like, that's the thing that I have to trust, is that, like, I just have to trust that, like, that truth. But then I still get tossed, and I get stuck with, like, this, like, yearning that other people see that, and I want to prove it to the people. I want to prove it to my parents so they know that I'm going to be okay. I want to prove it to my peers so I feel validated, and like I have a place, and like I'm worth something in society. Like I'm not, like I am someone to connect to, like I'm someone to want to be friends with, I'm someone to want to work with, I'm someone of value. But yeah, like I said before, like each time I try to do that, it's like each time I try to do that, that's me acting from a place of anything other than this truth. It's acting from a place of self-doubt, of fear, of lack of self-worth. Like those choices stem from a place of lack and stem from a place of doubt and fear and just overall lack. And so sometimes it does feel really empowering to know that I have this like thing inside of me and that I am okay. But then sometimes it's also really hard, like this journey of like, it's like back and forth and back and forth. And I understand that like people are still feeling back and forth, even if they're on the more masculine path. Like people are in university, in the courses that they feel, and you're like, I don't know anyone in university that is in there and they're like, I fucking love my life, like 24/7 every single second of the day. I guess some of me just perceives it like at least they have it easier because people view them as successful inherently by being there. Whereas sometimes I think people inherently view me as maybe like just a bit lost or finding her way. And sometimes I then feel like if I meet that expectation, that becomes true. So I'm not saying that university is easy. I'm just saying that like my own insecurities and my own just battle with the thoughts of how I could be perceived based on what we view, based on how I understand people typically judge my life path, and then my own resolutions with it. I'm not saying that people, like I understand that when you're in university, you're on fucking struggle street. Like you are conforming to something that you have immense pressure on yourself. Like you are like, there is your own set of struggles. I get it. I'm not invalidating it, but I'm just voicing my insides and how I think. And like when I'm in this more self-pitying and doubtful place, which I think is okay, because like I said, like I know that I always have this like inner resolve that I come back to, which is probably what people on like that more masculine path come through. They probably like fucking gruel in studying and like hate that they have to dedicate so much time to this and feel like they're missing out on life, but they have like a resolve of like, I want this dream or I want this thing, like I'm working towards it, I'm motivated towards this thing. Whereas to me, sometimes I feel like I just have to like go inside and be like, I know kind of what I'm working towards, but it feels like I'm just working towards this feeling of fullness inside of me. Maybe it is the same. I don't know. I actually will have to talk to somebody. I'll talk to my friend who's kind of, to see if it's like the same internal experience. Or like, if you're currently in university, is that how you feel it too? Like, is it that thing of like stress and, you know, all these feelings of like self-doubt and everything that I've been saying, but then you have to come back to your like North Star, like your true north, as Caroline Winkler would say in a vision board of designing a room, your North Star, your true north. Something that keeps you on track. Like, is it that? Like, but is it more, do you have like more of a tangible idea of like, I want to become a lawyer? Like, because I think for me, it's like, I want to become, or I am becoming whole. And I know that my wholeness has a gift that I'm going to, it's going to, I don't know, does that sound weird, but it's going to birth something. Like, I know that like that's the only way that I can describe it, this feeling. And it, like, when I try to describe it, it just comes out as nothing. And that's part of why I just try to not, because I just have to trust that it's this thing that I'm like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You just have to keep living as yourself and accepting things as they come up, knowing that they're coming up too clear and too, like, to free you, I guess. To free me. Yeah. That's what I've been thinking about while I was sweeping my courtyard. Oh, I was just sitting like leaned back really badly and my back was not appreciating it. But I'm gonna go to Pilates this morning, so that will be fixed. It won't be fixed, but it'll be worked on, don't worry. But yeah. It feels so relieving. And I also feel kind of, I don't know the word, but I feel very satisfied. Maybe that's the word. Linking, or like, it's like I'm seeing like a part of myself that's existed for so many years. And it's been a strength of mine. Just kind of repeat and repeat and repeat, or like, not repeat, but like come together to give me this satisfaction or this relief. Like the way that my mind worked when I was 18 to give myself enough grace to be like, I know that I'm not a good long-term player now. I know that I just need to flow with life. I know that I just need to be this way, and I know that who I am is how I am, and I can't change anything of that. So I'm going to give myself the grace of knowing who I am now, but letting myself flow, because I recognize that my life needs flow. And like seeing that seed of truth inform this sense of acceptance in myself and in my path and what my life looks like now. I feel very proud of myself, if I can say that. Maybe that's the word. And relieved. I feel relieved. I feel relieved of doubt. Like it feels like it feels like it's finally all gone out. Like I said, like I feel like I've been living, especially the past like year, I feel like I have been living with like 80 to 90% like self-assurance of like, it's all right. Uni isn't for me. I'm figuring my life out. It's gonna be okay. Like it's okay. But every now and again thinking like, do I do it? Am I on the right path? Should I go back to uni? Is this okay? Like just 10 to 20% just still kind of living in it, and now it feels like Now it feels like 98 to 99%. I'm only leaving like the 1 to 2% marker because I know that I'm always going to fluctuate, and I know that I'm going to have those moments of like vulnerability, because I just have to trust myself to be the one that like validates me 100% of the time, because I'm probably going to have talks with my parents maybe sometimes, and my sisters, and co-workers are going to be like, are you going back to uni? Like, that's going to be moments where I have to challenge myself to be like, to speak my truth and speak my, well, to speak from my strength. So there's probably going to be like 1 or 2% of like wavering, but like I feel there's just like this fire that's like inside of me now that just feels fed and strong. And it feels good. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I need to go like do everything for my morning. I kind of just woke up and I needed to, I needed to watch. I kind of just woke up and I did something. Oh, I went on my family group chat and I saw all these little photos of my nephews and nieces, and my nephew had his first day at school this week, and he looked so cute with this little comb over. He has a little comb over, his little school uniform on, a little smile. God, he's such a darling. He was adorable. And I just saw these photos of like all my little babies, and they're so precious. And I was like, right, I need to go off my phone. And I need to go sweep the courtyard. Because I've got a cool gazebo coming. I've been wanting to get like a see-through gazebo for my outside courtyard because it's so beautiful, but there's just so much. Like, you can never really tell the weather. Sometimes it'll just rain out of nowhere. But like in winter, when all the leaves fall away, you can just see the sky. And I always want to go outside, but then it's always like a little bit fucking freezing. But and then like again like the weather's so unpredictable, so I don't really feel great putting like furniture out there, and then I also can get windy, so I've always wanted like an undercover area, and I found the perfect one. I found the perfect one. I finally found it. I have just been having it in my head. I've just been having this idea swirl around my brain for the past couple weeks, and just be like, and I googled it one term for, but I googled the wrong term. I like typed in clear marquee, and a marquee was not what I was meaning. I meant like a little gazebo, and so I googled that, and then I found the perfect one. There were some ones that came up on Temu, and then I was like, I don't trust that website, because a couple years ago somebody told me about it, and they were like, it's a credit card scam, like it's a credit card phishing scam. If you put your card details in, they will take your card details and they will just run your bank out of all your money. Like, it's a scam kind of thing. And so I was like, right, I'm never using that website. And I made that snap judgment. Sometimes it is okay to make snap judgments for yourself. Like, I don't want to ever use Temu because I am scared they're going to take all my money in a credit card fraud scam. That's not me placing a judgment on anyone else. That's just me, like, that's just my own resolve because of my own fear. And maybe I'm holding myself back. Maybe there's some incredible shit on Temu that I'm missing out on. Probably. There's some cool shit on there, apparently. But it's just not for me. It's just not for me. As one of my co-workers would say, it's not for me. Love that woman. But yeah, I'm gonna go do... I need to go, like... I think I need to go shake and, like, get this fully processed. And like just let it fully be out of me and like into my life and into my world, and so my life will reflect all this positivity, I guess. Yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for being here, thanks for coming back. I am excited to edit this video because I like editing. I like editing videos. It's kind of fun. I didn't know I'd like it. I thought I'd hate it because it's like looking at yourself. But I don't mind it. And I also like filming like the little clips that you can put in between like talking videos and then like making it cute and like putting music over it. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's so fun. Anyway, you'll see that maybe in the next couple of days. I don't know. I will, well, you'll see the me from yesterday before you'll see like the me that came after that one and after this one. So yeah. Bye.